Today's video will discuss Chapter 6.5, Applying Systems of Linear Equations. And so today what we're going to focus on is when you should use each of the methods. Talking about substitution or elimination. And I want you to understand that there's not necessarily one correct way. There may be one way that is a little bit faster than the other, but again, what you're looking for is what way works for you, what way makes sense for you. But I do want you to see that there are multiple ways to solve the same problem. So we're going to take the same problem, we're actually going to solve it using two different methods. And so the first one I want to do is substitution. And so if you remember, substitution, what I need to do is isolate the variable. So I'm going to get this y by itself. And so in order to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 8x to both sides, which makes that 8x go away. So I'm left with y equals, let's go 19 plus 8x. So you could write it as 8x plus 19. And in fact, I typically do, but I want to make sure that I don't lose anyone on any step. And I'm then going to take this, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to substitute it in here to that first equation for y. So this is going to become 4x minus 4 times 19 plus 8x equals 8. So this is 4x minus 4y, because we're saying this is y, equals 8. I then when I distribute, remember that's a negative 4, so this is 4x minus 76 minus 32x equals 8. I'm going to combine like terms. So this gives me negative 28x minus 76 equals 8. Then I got to add 76 to both sides. Switch colors on you. 76 plus 76 plus 76. So this is negative 28x equals 84. This hopefully gives us a nice, neat number. And then when I divide by negative 28, I got x equals negative 3. Okay, so there we go. I know half of my answer. X is negative 3. Now, to find y, I'm going to take this x, I'm going to substitute it in. I can put it into either one of these two equations. Let's put it into the first one. So this is going to be negative 8 times negative 3 plus y equals 19. This becomes positive 24 plus y equals 19. And then I'm going to subtract 24 from both sides. I got y equals negative 5. So the other part of my answer here is going to be negative 5. And then I can substitute these in up here and make sure they work. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. And then negative 4 times negative 5 is positive 20. Negative 12 plus 20 is positive 8. Then down here you get positive 24. And then plus negative 5. 24 plus negative 5 is positive 19. So this answer would work. So this is one way to do this. This is using substitution. I isolated the y. I then substituted it back in for y. I'm going to keep this off to the side. Keep in mind that this is the answer we know we should get. And we're going to solve this problem, the exact same problem, a different way. So another way to solve this problem might be to try to multiply this top equation by positive 2. So this becomes 8x minus 8y equals 16. I'm going to leave the bottom equation as is. Plus y equals, right? So it's just this times 2, this times 2, this times 2 is how I got here. Now, these two are opposites, which means I'm going to add. So I'm adding these columns, right? Make sure we know that we're adding. This will go away. Negative 8 plus 1 is negative 7y equals 16 plus 19. This is 35. I'm then going to divide negative 7 to both sides, and y equals negative 5. So there's half of my answer. That's the y. Now to find the x, I'm going to need to take this and substitute it in for y. So this becomes, we can use the bottom equation on this, or the top, but on this one I'll use the bottom. So this is plus negative 5, so 8x minus 5 equals 19. I'm going to add 5 to both sides. That will go away. I'm left with negative 8x equals 24. Then divide by negative 8. I got x equals negative 3. So I got negative 3, negative 5. So I want you to see that this and this, remember this one, what I did was I multiplied to get myself so that these two were opposite, these coefficients are opposite, and then I eliminated, I added to eliminate. Negative 3, negative 5, and then on this problem, negative 3, negative 5. So it doesn't matter which way you choose to solve the problem, both of them will get you to the same spot. Okay, again, this one I chose to multiply and then eliminate, and this problem I chose to isolate the y and then substitute back in. And what you should see is that the number of steps I took to solve this problem are approximately the same number of steps I took to solve this problem. One of them may seem easier or more difficult to you, but that doesn't necessarily mean to your neighbor, to your friend, you know, that it's easier or more difficult for them. So just remember that a lot of it does come down to a preference. All right, that's all I got for you on applying the systems of linear equations. Don't forget to do the problems on the bottom of the page. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in class.